Hello everybody, I'm going to give a review on this Ridgid shop vac, which actually was a request from somebody on YouTube that I post a clip on it. This is the 16-gallon 6 horsepower shop vac, and I've probably had this shop vac about 8 years, to be honest with you, and 8 or 9 years actually. I'm going to try to get the model number off this. This is the WD16350, and I don't know if they still make this particular model, but this is the one I have. And I don't know if I have all the attachments that came with it on this. You know, like I said, I've had it for years, so I may have misplaced one or two, but you know, it did come with 2 tubes that you can stick together. I believe this crevice tool may have came with it, or maybe I had to buy this. I'm not real sure. It came with this one here. I don't even know what to call this. Floor sweep maybe, but it came with it. This is the, like I said, the 6 horsepower model. This thing is actually quite powerful. I've used it for all kinds of tasks, wet and dry. I've never had a problem with it. Of course, you know, you need to change the filter occasionally or clean it out occasionally. I just have the standard paper filter in it. I believe you can also buy a HEPA filter maybe, which I did not do that. This is actually the hose that comes with it, you know, which is kind of stiff, you know, but like I said, I've been using it for 8 years or so, and I've not had a breakdown on this hose. You know, they're not really friendly to whip around since they're stiff. I had posted actually a negative review on the upgraded hose for this because its diameter was just so small it was starving the vacuum. So I'm going to search another avenue for that, but all in all, you know, I cannot complain on this particular vacuum at all. It's always served my purpose. I've never really tried to use it for dust collection, which I've got videos out for, you know, the Harbor Freight dust collector. I've just used it for simple cleanup tasks, you know, in my demolition or whatever I was doing for my remodeling. And like I said, all in all, this thing is awesome. You know, they have maybe 5 horsepowers, maybe less, lower volumes. You know, I bought this one, it was just available, and I've never had one single problem with it. So I'm just kind of posting this review slash take on this vac for a request, and hopefully this may help somebody out there in addition to the requesters. So thanks for watching and good luck.